Hi there. So I want to give you a quick tutorial video to help you understand the concept and the idea of meiosis and mitosis a little bit more carefully and clearly. This is a concept in regards to cell division, growth, and reproduction that is introduced first in the early elementary grades, and it continues and carries on up through into high school biology especially. So I wanted to try to give you just a quick tutorial and view, because it's very important that you be able to distinguish these two terms that we're going to look at on the board today. You need to understand mitosis and you need to understand meiosis. And you need to know the difference between those in regards to cells and how they function and work. So let's talk first about mitosis. If we look at mitosis, the key word for mitosis that you need to understand is growth. It's growth. If you understand that mitosis relates to growth, you're going to do well. Everybody grows. Everything grows. Plants grow, animals grow, people grow. And the process by which we grow is called mitosis. And this mitosis involves the concept, the idea that our cells enlarge or reproduce and we get more of those cells. Okay? The bigger you are, the more cells you have. The smaller you are, the less cells you have. So a baby has less cells than an adult, etc. So, but again, this is the process of mitosis. As you grow, you're having reproduction, or not reproduction, we use a different word. We're having replication of cells. Those cells are becoming more and more. How does that work? Well, the cell splits into a new cell with the same number of chromosomes, and it's really important that you understand this concept of chromosomes. Okay, every created living being has chromosomes. God has put that within our DNA of living things. And so you have a specific number of chromosomes. And those cells in that particular thing will always have those number of chromosomes. We're going to use an example here. We're going to look at a plant. Okay? Let's talk about a plant for a minute. And a plant of 24 chromosomes can make new cells for itself as it grows. It can reproduce. It can grow. More cells can be added. Those cells will all have what? 24 chromosomes. In other words, every cell that is added will have the same number of chromosomes. So you see this little image here? Mitosis is growth. One cell to the next. And they both have, I'm going to put 24 here in this case because they're going to have, now don't get this confused. Not everything has 24 chromosomes. All right? But in this particular case, 24 chromosomes in this cell, growth adds new cells with the same number of chromosomes. That's mitosis. It's growth. Okay, chromosomes stay the same. They replicate. In meiosis, which is that concept of reproduction. Okay, let's talk about meiosis and the concept of reproduction. Reproduction means a new one, recreating, reproducing something with the same likeness. When God created the world, He gave all living things the ability to reproduce after their own kind. Humans can beget humans. Dogs, etc., so on and so forth. This is basic. We understand this. Meiosis is the cell process for reproduction. Meiosis is when a new plant or a new animal or a new human is created in that process. So let's use the example of plants. And the key is to remember half and half create the new whole. All right? So let's talk about this for a second here. So when you're doing meiosis, again, creating a brand new embryo, we'll use that term because this would be the embryo, the new, okay? And that embryo can refer to either plant or animal or human. So you've got egg cells, and we'll call this the egg, all right? With half the chromosome combined with the sperm cell that has the other half of the chromosomes. So you're going to always end up with the same number of chromosomes that the original started with. So the plant, let's use plants for example, right? So the plant had 24 chromosomes. When a new plant is created, a new one comes about or is reproduced, we've got 12 chromosomes from the egg, 12 from the sperm. And when those combine together into the new, you get a total of what? 24, what you started out with. This is again the process of when we're talking about chromosomes, we're talking about genetics, right? So genes and all these kind of things. And basically that has to do with reproduction. And then later on you get into inheritance with Punnett squares and all those kind of great things, right? But again, the chromosomes must be the same. So when we have meiosis, we're talking about reproduction. All right? And it's half from the egg, half from the sperm to create a new embryo or a new living thing that has the same original number of chromosomes at which it started. Now again, the 24 isn't a universal number. It's different, okay? It could be 46, it could be 120, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the idea and the concept stays the same. Half and half equals the whole, a brand new. That's meiosis when we're creating a new one. Now again, let's go back to this mitosis for a second. This mitosis, replication, is maybe a better word to use. Instead of reproduction, we could say replication. In fact, let's write that here because I think that's a really good word as we're going along. Replication. Now, it can be that one cell splits into a new one and it's going to have 20, if the one cell had 24, it splits into a new one or creates or replicates and it grows through that way. Now there are some plants, particularly, that reproduce through what we call asexual reproduction. In other words, they just split in half and create new of each other. All right, and then there's phases involved in that. You need to take note of the phases, up to 7 phases. You got interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, all those good things. You need to make sure you take note of those phases and understand those. Those phases apply to mitosis. Okay. And that is growth or replication of cells. And again, one cell has 24, produces another cell with 24. Again, we understand the difference from meiosis. It's reproduction, a brand new plant, animal, human, etc. It's half from the egg, half the chromosomes from the egg, half the chromosomes from the sperm, and they create a new one. So if it's 24 chromosomes in mitosis, you're going to have 24 in one cell, 24 in the new cell as it splits apart and recreates. However, in meiosis, you're going to have half from the eggs cell, half from the sperm to create a brand new with the same whole. If it was 24, you'll have 12 here to give you 24 in the new embryo. So I hope that helps you understand the concepts of mitosis and meiosis a little bit better and help you to grow in your understanding in that area.